everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Tea Break. I'm Varun, and this is where we talk about most things cricket. It's that time of the year again when there's the IPL auction coming up, where the cash will be splashed and the big names will be sold for big money. This auction is a bit unique though because it's a mini auction before a big auction next year. So that means that any teams that buy players this year might have to actually release them next year because the teams will be revamped completely. Which makes me think that, this year the teams are going to go for a different approach. They're going to go for a certain type of player in particular. One is an opening batsman dasher who can just come in and smash quick runs at the top. The other is a stabilizing factor in the middle order, not a big run scorer, but more an experienced person. And the third is a fast bowling option at the lower end, predominantly an Indian fast bowler, because that will then create a balance or a better balance in the side with a foreign batsman at the top. And a lot of discussion has been going on around which are the big names that are going to be sold in this auction, who will buy them, and how much money the teams have. But I decided to come today and talk to you about four players who I think not too many people are discussing about, but I think will get sold for good money, or I hope that they get sold for good money because I do still rate them as really quality players. The first player I want to talk about is Alex Hales. He has lit up the Big Bash League. He is an extremely solid player. He's out of favor with the England squad because of personal reasons, and I don't think Owen Morgan will want him in KKR, but I think overall as a player he is outstanding. He averages a 30 in the Big Bash at a strike rate of 144, and this year he has absolutely smashed it. A lot of the teams who are looking for that opening batsman dasher kind of player, he's the guy. He's the guy I think will be sold for good money. His base price is 1.5 CR, but I believe that he's going to get sold for at least 3 times that much, if not more. Or I would like him to be sold for that much money. I don't know if the teams will go for him or not, but that's just my opinion. The second player, like I mentioned, the second type of player, like I mentioned, is the fast bowling option or the Indian fast bowling option. Very rare to find because most of the teams already have their set fast bowlers. However, RCB have released Umesh Yadav. He seems to be inconsistent, but if you look at his overall strike rate and average, he does take a wicket almost every game. He is an excellent swing bowler. So if they're playing in Mumbai, which likely the IPL will be played across Mumbai and Pune this year, if not outside India, then I think he's going to be a really important player because he can swing the ball with a new ball, and he's doing well in the test match arena, so that confidence will show up in the IPL as well. Also very experienced. He's played 121 games in the IPL, played across different formats. I think he's going to be a good pick. His base price is 1 crore, again someone who I expect to be sold for a much higher price tag than the 1 CR, because all these teams want these players to come in quickly, perform for a year, and maybe next year they release them anyway. The third option, who not too many people like and a lot of people make fun of, is Kedar Jadhav. To be very honest, he is, in my book, underutilized. He plays a role where no one really appreciates it because he comes in with about 10 balls to go, and then he tries to hit it and gets out, or tries to block and nurdle a single, which people don't like because it lowers the strike rate, lowers the run rate. So I think a lot of people make fun of that, but he's 35. He is extremely experienced in the IPL. Probably his last year, if not the second last year in the IPL. And any team that wants sort of that stabilizing batsman in the middle order, or stabilizing Indian batsman in the middle order, so that they can have more foreign options top of the order or in the bowling lineup, I think Kedar Jadhav is the perfect fit for that team. He's played 75 games in the IPL. He averages 22.8, not great, but if you look at where he comes to bat, I think it's not that bad either. So his base price is 2 crores. I don't think he'll be sold at a very high value above that, but I think one of the teams is going to pick up Kedar Jadhav purely for his experience and stability. The fourth player who I really do rate quite highly is Rassie van der Dusen from South Africa. I've seen him play in Pakistan recently, but I've also seen him play multiple games before this for South Africa and in the T20 internationals as well. Someone who can open, has opened before for South Africa or plays at number 3, but again that dasher kind of a player who will come in, score quick runs. I remember him playing a match in India in a one-day international, and he was absolutely smashing it all over the park. So another really interesting prospect. I believe he hasn't played in the IPL so far, but he's got 111 T20 innings across different parts of the world in different leagues. He averages 37 or 38 actually, with a strike rate of 130. A very low base price, which might favor teams, because any team that has a slightly higher number of foreign spots open might just go for him and use him as a quick dasher kind of option at the top of the order. So I think he's going to be also someone who I hope gets sold at a good price, because I do want to see him play in the IPL. So I think these 4 players for me might not get picked, but I think are underdogs who I would like to see in the tournament for this year. Let's see what happens tomorrow in the auction, and then we'll come back with videos for different teams looking at their combinations after we know their exact squads. Thank you and see you tomorrow.